Hi everyone, I'm Bhavna D. Kumar. Welcome to my channel Bhavna's Platform. We all know that English is an international language and it's the most commonly spoken language in the whole world. If you want to get a job in India or abroad, your communication skills play a vital role. If you're preparing for competitive exams like bank PO, SSC, clerk, CBI, etc., you will know that some of the questions will be framed to check your expertise in English. You will spend your hard-earned money to excel the same. But the question is, do you really learn it in 30 days? Yes, a handful of people. What about the rest of them? You will blame your trainer and be in quest of another one. Let me clarify you one thing. Most of the people who speak English fluently have learned it from their childhood. They have learned it stepwise without being under pressure. Don't worry, I'm not telling you to follow the same. I'm trying to help you guys speak in English confidently. In my videos, I will also discuss the questions appeared in competitive exams which will be beneficial to all the aspirants. In my previous videos, I have also discussed types of nouns, types of pronouns and how to speak English fluently and confidently. Consider watching them. If you have any doubts, you can DM me on Instagram. It's important to take breaks and get entertained while you are studying. Otherwise, it becomes boring. That's the reason I will also upload entertaining contents on every second and fourth Saturday. Before proceeding to a new lesson, let's take a time test in English to check ourselves. Synonym, a word which has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. I'll give you a word and 4 options. You have to guess the synonym within 10 seconds. Acclaim, judge, fight for rights, pro, public praise. Analogy, in order, comparison, think logically, draw one's attention. Bloom, bold, rapid growth, successful, good quality. Caliber, correcting errors, one's ability, bold, anxious. Chronicle, written record of events, write something in style, write beautifully, remember. Cox, persuade someone to do something, collecting evidence, reasons, logic. Commemorate, relax, show respect for, comment, allocate. Evoke, to bring in a memory, giving all the details, provoke someone, do something. Flamboyant, to say something about someone, comment on someone, praise someone, tending to attract someone because of your stylishness. Intrigue, very brave, combination, curiosity, necessary. Modest, talk about one's achievement, not talking about one's achievement. Praise oneself, comment on others. Probity, the quality of being completely honest, able to do something. Most important, a person who is confident. Happen, happen something in short time, a long lasting relationship, ability to express, and the relationship in which people understand each other. Salient, small quantity, pleasant, important, quiet. Eager, modest, curious, energetic, angry. Serene, calm, hateful, good, secret. Ignorant, hateful, an expert judge, arrogant. Worship, reverence, love, care, compassion. Barbarian, love, arrogant, uncivilized, unkind. Tyranny, unfortunate, cruel, kind, honest. Dawdle, proud, odd, abort, loiter. Humbug, illusion, hypocrisy, starve, hunger. Exotic, dangerous, excellent, excitement, unusual. Brash, calm, annoying, aggressive, insecure. He really is a fantastic guy. Replace fantastic. Poor, ordinary, impressive, rational. The answer is impressive. Aham displayed exceptional courage and saved Sharma from the enemy's hand. The options are good, remarkable, beautiful, unwilling. The answer is remarkable. The room cannot accommodate more people. Replace accommodate. The options are hold, allow, lift, associate. The answer is hold. When he returned, he was accompanied by a sprightly young girl. Options are sportive, intelligent, lively, beautiful. The correct answer is lively. The notice said that the meeting would begin precisely at 9 a.m. The options are approximately, exactly, around, nearly. The right answer is exactly. Rising temperature in many parts of the world confirms global warming, which is an environmental hazard. The options are rising, falling, shooting, mounting. The answer is rising. Ria was sentenced to 10 years of imprisonment. The options are convicted, told, punished, assumed. The answer is punished. He was punished for shirking his official work, slowing, postponing, avoiding, delaying. The answer is avoiding. Indian citizens have certain rights. The options are facility, profit, privileges, loss. The answer is privileges. In spite of their efforts, the team of scientists could not make much headway to solve the problem. The options are result, start, progress, efforts. The answer is progress. Whatever the verdict of history may be, whatever the verdict of history may be, Chaplin will occupy a unique place in its pages. The options are prediction, outcome, judgment, voice. The answer is judgment. He kept his eyes peeled and his ears pricked for some important clue. The options are hint, information, signal, follow. The answer is hint. The guests were offended by his uncouth manners. Wasteful? Okay. The guests were offended by his uncouth manners. The guests were offended by his uncouth manners. Wasteful, dirty, undesirable, ungracious. The answer is ungracious. It is difficult to authenticate these old manuscripts. The options are illustrate, edit, judge, validate. The answer is validate. The prisoner has been languishing in the jail for the last many years. The options are enjoying, avoiding, suffering, convicted. The answer is suffering. Most of the politicians these days have a large number of toadies around them. The options are followers, assistant, servant, sycophants. The answer is sycophants. Defection is quite common in our present day political life. The options are desertion, disobedience, disloyalty, indiscipline. The answer is desertion. He had to curtail his leave as a lot of work was pending in his office. The options are cancel, extend, shorten, postpone. The answer is shorten. She gave a disinterested advice. The options are bold, unbiased, not interested, good. The answer is unbiased. Anita was fired for her tardiness. The options are appreciated, rewarded, dismissed, cheated. The answer is dismissed. John's style is transparent. The options are pretty, clear, amazing, wonderful. The answer is clear. Whatever opinion he gives is sane, arrogant, wild, obscure, rational. The answer is rational. The great dancer impressed the crowd by his nimble movements. The options are subtle, clear, quickening, lively. The answer is quickening. Start, end, close, shut, finish. Autonomy, slavery, dependence, independence, authority. Profane, calm, pious, distress, angry. Deep, narrow, shallow, wide, broad. Gorgeous, marvelous, plain, insane, dirty. Bliss, angry, happy, sorrow, arrogant. Transparent, colored, childlike, opaque, transclusive. Voluntary, compulsory, quite, important, necessary. Bold, doubtful, awkward, nervous, jealous. Demon, angel, monster, kind, devil. Meager, average, extravagant, plentiful, small. Equanimity, excitement, doubtful, duplicity, resentment. Shameful, brazen, cheat, clarity, unblushing. Celibate, unmarried, bachelor, single, chastity. Insolent, agreeable, covered, polite, considerable. Austerity, luxury, sad, comfort, middle class. Agony, pleasure, bliss, fear. Inimical, friendly, cheerful, neutral, emotional. Frugal, gaudy, generous, extravagant, charitable. Guilt, innocence, calm, patience, angry. Obsolete, conducive, rare, useless, recent. Capitulate, conquer, venerate, destroy. Mortal, eternal, spiritual, immortal, divine. Beguile, persuade, cheat, flatter, smile. Today, the import duty on a complete machine is 35% for all practical purposes, whereas the import duty on the raw materials and components ranges from 40% to 85%. The story does not end here. After paying such high import duties on the components, once a machine is made, it suffers excise duty from 5% to 10%, including on the customs duty already paid. At the time of sale, the machine tools suffer further taxation, that is, central sales tax or state sales taxes, which range from 4% to 16%. This much for the tax angle. Another factor which pushes the cost of manufacture of machine tools is the very high rates of interest payable to banks ranging up to 22%, as against 4 to 7% prevailing in advanced countries. The production of machine tools in India being not of the same scale as it is in other countries, the price which India's machine tool builders have to pay for components is more or less based on pattern of high pricing applicable to the prices of spares. The above represents only a few of the extraneous reasons for the high cost of Indian machines. The machine tool industry in India has an enviable record of a very quick technology absorption, assimilation, and development. There are a number of success stories about how machine tool builders were of help at the most critical times. It will be a pity, in fact, a tragedy, if we allow this industry to die and disappear from the scene. It is noted that India is at 6,000 km away from any dependable source of supply of machine tools. The government of India has always given a great deal of importance to the development of small scale and medium scale industries. This industry has also performed pretty well. Today, they are in need of help from India's machine tool industry to enable them to produce quality components at reduced costs. Is this anybody's case that the needs for this fragile sector, which needs tender care, will be met from 6,000 km away? Then, what is that the industry requests from the government? It wants level playing field. In fact, all of us must have a deep introspection and recognize the fact that the machine tool industry has a very special place in the country from the point of strategic and vital interest of the nation. Most important, it requests for the government's consideration and understanding. According to the passage, assembling imported components into the machines proves ultimately cheaper than importing a complete machine, costlier than importing complete machine, more cost effective than importing machine, on par with the cost of imported machine. A very stupendous and unmanageable task. According to the passage, all the following factors are responsible for high cost of Indian machines except higher import duty on spares, excise duty, bank's rate of interest on loans for manufacture, high profit margin expected by manufacturers, sales tax. If the bank's rate of interest in India is made on par with that in advanced countries, the cost of manufacture of machine tools may go up by about 4 to 7%, may increase by about 22%, may decrease by about 4 to 7%, may decrease by about 15 to 18%, will remain the same or will remain the same due to import duty. Okay. The availability of Indian machine tool industries help to small scale industry is most likely to result into increase in the demand of imported machine tools, deterioration in the quality of components manufactured by them, further increase in the customs duty on imported machines, enhancement in the quality and quantity of their production at cheaper cost, severe competition among the small and medium scale industries. Which of the following is true in the context of the passage? India's machine tool industry has a praiseworthy record of performance. In critical times, the machine tool builders allowed the industry to perish. In the case of machines, the excise duty is levied only on the cost price. India's quantum of production of machine tools is more than that of other advanced countries. None of this. The disparity in quantum of machine production in India and that in other countries leads to the development of small scale and medium scale industries, lethargy in the process of absorption and assimilation of new technology, a need to pay higher for components and spares, overproduction of machines as compared to the actual need, the necessity to export the machines from India to the other countries. Which of the following statements is definitely true in the context of the passage? The vital role of India's machine tool industry has not been duly recognized by the government. Small scale industries' performance can be further improved with the help from Indian machine tool industry. Another of the passage has not discussed all the factors which are responsible for high cost of Indian machines. A and B, A and C, B and C, all of this, none of this. Which of the following best explains the sentence? It wants a level playing field, as used in the passage. The machine tool industry in India wants to adopt novel marketing strategies for sale promotion, seeks to have small scale industry and its pattern, needs freedom to import the desired components at a low cost, needs land for opening more factories. None of this. Why do small and medium scale industries look for help from India's machine tool industry? To produce low cost components without dilution in quality, to produce cheaper components notwithstanding the poor quality, to remain in government's focus of attention, to improve their poor financial status? None of this. Which of the following interferences can be drawn from the content of the passage? The Government of India has duly recognized the role of machine tool industry. Levying high custom duty is absolutely necessary. The Government of India was not considerate to the difficulties faced by machine tool industry. India should not waste its precious resources on the production of machine tools. Banks in other countries are running in loss owing to the low interest rate. Which of the following is the principal focus of the content of the passage? Reduction in rate of interest on loans to machine tool industry, Indian machine tool industry and its vital role in country's development, encouragement to small and middle class industries, unrealistic strategy of development of technology. In terms of the total energy consumed by different sectors, the largest consumer is understandably the industrial sector, which accounts for nearly half the total energy used in the country today. This is followed by the transport sector, which consumes about 25%, the household sector about 14%, and the agriculture sector about 9%. This last sector has shown considerable increase in energy use over the last 4 decades. Among the primary fuels, the relative proportion of coal has dropped from nearly 80% to 40%, and that of oil has gone up from 17% to 44% over the same period. Total energy consumption in India today is equivalent to 291 million tons of oil, of which 26% comes from wood. On per capita basis, it works out to about 1 liter of oil per day, which is extremely low by international standards. The future energy demand depends upon the level of development envisaged and also on the sections of people to be affected by it. The energy disparity between the urban and the rural population is at present as wide as between nations on worldwide scale. There is apparently a greater need to provide energy in the rural areas and to improve the efficiency of energy use than merely to increase the national figures of energy consumption limiting its use to those who are getting the bulk share already. With the projected rate of population growth, improving upon the per capita energy consumption is a Herculean task as import oil cannot be increased beyond a point. There is clearly no escape from the utilization of renewable energy sources in a big way if the gap between the desired levels of energy supply and available resources has to be kept at the minimum. The author is laying greater emphasis on which of the following: efficient use of energy, increasing national indices for energy consumption, controlling population growth. Only A, only B, only C, all the three, both B and C. Which of the following shows correctly the different sectors consuming energy arranged in ascending order? Agriculture, household, industrial, transport. Option A 1 4 2 3. Option B 1 2 4 3. Option C 3 4 2 1. Option D 3 2 1 5. Option E none of these. According to the passage, the energy requirement of the future will be decided on the basis of which of the following: total energy already consumed by us in the past, level of development of oil industry, profile of the affected people. Only A, only B, only C, both A and B, both B and C. There is clearly no escape, means there is also no solution to this. There is a way out, but it is ambiguous. There is a problem, but not without solution. There is hardly any alternative except there is more than one way. The author feels that increasing per capita use of energy is not at all desirable, a matter of great difficulty, a routine matter, rather difficult but not impossible, not easy but certainly achievable. Which of the following statements is true? Industrial sector uses 50% of total energy used in India. Energy consumption in India is 26% of world consumption. The household sector has shown considerable increase in energy use. Use of oil has increased from 40% to 80%. Import of oil to the extent required is quite possible. The energy disparity dash as wide as dash worldwide scale. The first sentence of the third paragraph means disparity in urban and rural is observed in all nations. In no other nation such disparity is observed. Developed countries consume more energy than developing countries. Worldwide scale is different for rural and urban areas. None of these. Which of the following has been suggested by the author as the best possible solution to overcome energy crisis? Exploration of oil reserves, maximization of renewable sources, importing large quantities of coal, reducing share of bulk users, reducing the energy disparity between urban and rural areas. Which of the following has been mentioned as a major hurdle in enhancing per capita consumption of energy in India? Present level of development in India, international norm of 1 liter of oil per day per person, disparity in use of energy in rural and urban areas, increased use of energy in agricultural sector, none of this. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to speak English confidently. Alright, accept your accent. No matter what accent you speak, it's fine. It's your accent. You have to first accept it. You should not be thorough with the accent. You should only make sure that you will pronounce each and every word correctly. If you want to communicate in English like a native English speaker, then you must read books. Reading comics, books and novels will definitely help you improve your language and also update your language. So, if you are a complete beginner, then you may start with comics. It contains around 2 to 3 pages. You may finish it off within 15 to 20 minutes. Once you practice reading comics, you may then switch to English books, then English novels. It will really help you understand the language. Think in English. Didn't get it? I'll explain. We are so used to certain language, maybe our mother tongue or a regional language which we use for conversation regularly. So what our brain does is, it will think in that particular language and also express in the same language. But this doesn't happen in English. Why? Because you think in some other language and try to translate the same and then express it in English. This is the problem. What are you supposed to do? Try to think in English. Don't try to translate it. Listen carefully. A good listener can only be a good speaker. If someone is trying to communicate with you, try to listen completely and try to understand each and everything and then answer to the point. If you miss out 1 or 2 points in between and then you give the answers which are irrelevant to the question, it might leave a negative impression on you. So, if you want to speak English with full confidence, you should be a good listener. Revise the meanings regularly. You might have come across a lot of new words while you're reading or while you're speaking to someone. You should remember all those meanings and you have to add it to your dictionary. You should never lose a word in English. We usually forget the meanings but still remember the words. What is the use if you remember only the words and not the meanings? So, if you want to speak English fluently and confidently, then you must definitely update your dictionary and enrich it with a lot of new English words. Now, this tip is very important. You should know a lot of phrases to communicate effectively. If you are a complete beginner, these phrases will definitely save you. Stay tuned. In this video, I'll be teaching you 30 phrases which are used in everyday life. Next one up is grammar. You should know the rules of a language, correct? It will help you construct the sentences properly. You should know when to use noun, pronoun, when to use adjective, when to use verb or an adverb. So these rules will definitely help you improve your language. If you want me to teach grammar, please comment as IWG in the comment section below. Learn from mistakes. Don't hesitate while communicating in English. You should speak with full confidence. Even if you make 1 or 2 mistakes, it's fine. You have to learn from those mistakes. Ask if you don't know. Imagine you're speaking with your friend. Suddenly he says a new word and you don't know the meaning of that word. What to do? Will you stop conversing? Will you be afraid? No. You should ask him what is the meaning instead of being afraid. You will follow all these steps. But if you have none to practice with, don't worry. Talk to yourself. Go stand in front of a mirror and try to speak in front of that. Because mirror is your best friend. It will never lie. It will definitely tell you what are your mistakes. You may rectify it later. Now, I'll be teaching you few important phrases that are used in everyday conversation. So let's start. If you want to ask how someone is, then you will say, what's up? Next one is, what's new? Third one is, how are the things? Okay, how is it going? How is life? If you want to thank someone, you might use thank you or thank you very much. Okay. Next, if you want to appreciate somebody's work, you will say, I really appreciate that. Okay, imagine all of you are planning for an excursion. Okay, and you have an idea. You have already given it. Now you want to know the feedback. How will you ask that one? You will say, how about that? Also use, what do you think? Okay? Or you might also ask, how does it sound? If you agree to the plan or if you like the idea, you might say, that sounds good. Also say, that sounds great. Imagine you're trying to explain something to a person. He is not understanding, no matter how many times you explain him. Now, what can you tell? You will say, never mind. Or, forget it. There are a group of friends who are passing negative comments about you. How will you react? What would you say? You will say, it doesn't matter. When your friend says a very good dialogue, or your friend cracks a joke, and you're all laughing at it, you can say, hey, that's a good one. Okay, someone's talking to you so loudly. How can you say that? How can you tell him not to speak loudly? You can use, hey, could you speak softly? Someone speaks so fast and you're not able to understand what he or she is speaking. That time, you may tell him, could you please talk slower? So you meet a person who is really kind or soft-hearted. How will you express that? You will say, it's so kind of you, or it's so sweet of you. Okay? Then someone tells you, hey, have you heard of Drone Pratap? If you don't know who Drone Pratap is, then you will say, hey, I have no idea. Alright, now I'll be teaching you those phrases which are used to express agreement. The first one is exactly. Your friend puts up a point and then you agree to him, and then you also want to say the exact point. Then you will say exactly. If your colleague asks you to get a coffee, then you will say, for sure, I'll get it. Okay? So these were the most commonly used phrases. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want me to post more such videos, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you.
and find